President Biden is set to unveil his highly anticipated federal budget today. The White House says the proposal will aim to cut deficits by nearly $3 trillion over the next decade. The plan also calls for increasing the Medicare payroll tax on people making more than $400,000 a year, expanding the ability of Medicare to negotiate prescription drug prices, and imposing a tax on the holdings of billionaires. So Ed O'Keefe is following all of this for us from the White House. Ed, it seems to me that the president has been reading AOC's dress from the Met Gala. What does this plan reveal about Biden's priorities and promises heading into 2024? You remember what was written on her dress, right?
Yes, tax the rich. That's right. And that is essentially the plan here, is to try to increase taxes on the nation's wealthiest and on large corporations, the argument being that they need to be paying more into the system to help offset these big costs. The proposed increase in taxes for Medicare, however, are dead on arrival up on Capitol Hill, even though there's agreement that Social Security and Medicare are not to be touched in any conversations about things that need to be scaled back in order to pay for government spending and as part of the ongoing talks to raise the debt limit. But a big part of the budget today is basically just designed to say, if we could control all the purse strings, if we could spend the government's money the way we really like to, we would have higher earners, corporations paying more into the system to help offset the costs and drive down the deficit. You will hear him talk a lot about the plan to reduce the deficit over 10 years, $3 trillion. It's designed to say to Republicans, you're looking for spending cuts. You're looking for deficit reduction. You've been the party of deficit reduction. If you're serious about it, here are some serious specific proposals to do so. And you'll hear him goad the Republicans into saying, if this is what you want, show us your plan so we can compare, contrast, negotiate over that, and come up with a budget agreement by the end of the year. But remember, with Republicans controlling the House and with them so focused on just slashing government spending, although not necessarily specifying how they'd like to do so, there's going to be a lot of space between what the White House is thinking and what House Republicans would want to do.
Yeah, but we know at least Republicans have said there are a few things they definitely don't want to touch. They want to make sure that that messaging is out there. And one of those things is Medicare. Why is it such a critical issue? What's at stake for this program and for the nearly 60 million Americans that rely on it?
Well, you know, ultimately that the program is not going to be touched for them and for those that are aging into it. Remember, there was that moment in the State of the Union where the president got Republicans to agree right there on the record on the floor of the House that they were not going to touch the program. What he's trying to do is expand its ability to negotiate lower drug prices. There's been some popularity behind that, and there's been a drop in prices, for example, for insulin. And so the hope is to continue going with that, because politically it's quite popular to tell seniors, those that vote most frequently, that the president is trying to save you money. You know, why wouldn't you support him? And that's essentially what this is about. Social Security, Medicare, obviously two of the biggest expenses for the federal government. They've got to figure out how to keep them solvent, how to keep paying for them. Again, the president's suggesting those that are higher earners need to pay a little bit more into the system. But ultimately, the hope is to expand its negotiating power, since the federal government is, in essence, one of the largest pharmaceutical customers in the world. I was reading this morning, however, there's some concern in the pharmaceutical industry, and maybe this is just crocodile tears, that if you are able to negotiate for lower prices, there's less incentive to do the research and development work to find new medicines. I think the White House would turn around and say, tough, deal with it, keep going with that, but you need to be charging customers less. Really
quickly, before we let you go, whatever happened to the debate over the federal debt ceiling? I mean, where do things stand at this point?
They are, and it continues, but there has been no substantive conversation between the president and the Speaker's office, between the White House and House Republicans over how to deal with that. Remember, the Treasury Department says they believe that the debt limit exhausts itself come June, and so the hope is to get some kind of an agreement by then. Extraordinary measures can be taken through some part of the summer. What you're starting to see is Republicans now propose different sort of stopgap measures in the event that the debt limit is exceeded, to sort of prioritize what exactly the federal government would have to keep paying for, whether it's debtors, whether it's other obligations. Democrats and many Republicans turn around and say, no, we should not have to pass that kind of legislation. We should just figure out how to raise the debt limit. Today probably does very little to substantively move that conversation forward, other than once again show people how far apart Democrats and Republicans are when it comes to issues of dollars and cents.
All right. Ed O'Keefe, thank you very much, Ed.